All right, so lesson we're doing today is compare and order integers. So starting with kickoff, well, what is absolute value of -3? So remember, these two bars on either side mean absolute value. So absolute value is distance from 0, so how far is -3 from 0? Well, it's 3 away. Think about it, distances are always positive, so your answer with absolute value will always be positive. Now, you're going to get problems like this. Which words make this statement true? Now, you can use number line, so if you think about the number line that I have on top of my board, so 3 and -3, is 3 going to be greater than or is 3 going to be less than -3? Well, -3 is to the left and 3 is to the right on the number line. As you go to the right, the numbers are going to get bigger. As you go to the left, the numbers are going to get smaller. So in this case, 3 is going to be bigger than -3, so it's going to be greater than, is what you would pick. So is the first one greater than the second one? Is the first one less than the second one? Is what they're asking. You're also going to get ones like this, where it's just pick the sign that works. So which sign makes the statement true? Points to the smaller number, so this would be less than. Points to the smaller number, eats the bigger number, so this would be greater than. So is -6 bigger than -5? Or is -6 less than -5? Well, again, even though 6 is bigger than 5, with the negative it's going the other way. As we go to that left, we get smaller, so -6 is smaller than -5. So we're going to use the less than symbol. Again, think it's going to point to the smaller one. Then it's going to give you one like these. Put these integers in order from greatest to least. So be careful with these here. It's going to tell you sometimes least to greatest, sometimes greatest to least. Make sure you pay attention to the directions so you know which way to go, or you're going to miss stuff. So the greatest number, well, the biggest number here is going to be 11. Then the next biggest would be 3, and lastly would be -14. So greatest to least is how we have these ordered. Other times it's going to be least to greatest. So the smallest out of these would be -49. Then -19, then 5, and then 33. Now, if you want to go through and go, okay, so -49 is the first one. I'm going to cross that off, so now I'm just looking at these. Okay, so -19 would be the next one. Okay, now between 5 and 33, then 5, and then the 33. You can do that too. Keep in mind, you can always use scratch paper when you're going through these, and you can write these down too and help eliminate them and make them a little easier to work with. Now we're going to have 5 of them. So, but again, if we read the directions, we're going to go greatest to least. So what's the biggest number? Well, the biggest number is 74. Let me write it down here. So 74 first, crossing it out. The only other one that's positive is 59, so it would have to go next. So now we're to only negatives. So the smallest negative that we have is -53. Or I should say the biggest negative, sorry. Next biggest would be -66. So that leaves us with -94. So that's today's lesson, is just ordering those around. So it's going to look at which one's bigger, which one's smaller, or put them in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Again, pay attention to those directions. Going to save you a lot of time if you read the directions right. Any questions, let me know. Always, see you next time.